In today's world of non-stop oversharing, where celebrities live stream their breakfast, their workouts, their children's milestones, and sometimes even their private struggles, there's something incredibly refreshing about a celebrity who chooses silence. Not secrecy out of fear, but privacy out of intention. And that's exactly why today's rare glimpse into Kerry Washington's relationship with her husband, Nnamdi Asomugha, feels so special. Because Kerry Washington doesn't do this often. She doesn't flood social media with family content. She doesn't turn her marriage into a brand. She doesn't make her children part of the public conversation. And yet, when she shares something small, gentle, and deeply human, fans feel it, deeply. Today's moment wasn't loud, it wasn't flashy, it wasn't curated to go viral. It was quiet, intimate, and real. And that's why people are talking about it. Kerry Washington has always been intentional about how much of her personal life she shares. In an industry where visibility is currency, she's chosen boundaries instead. And honestly, that choice has aged beautifully. She and her husband, former NFL star turned actor and producer Nnamdi Asomugha, have been married for over a decade. They share children. They share a life. But they do not share everything with the world. And that's powerful. Because what we're seeing right now is a shift. Fans are no longer impressed by constant access. We're tired of performative intimacy. We're tired of children being used as content. We're tired of relationships being monetized and marriages turning into reality shows. So when a celebrity like Kerry Washington gives us just a glimpse, not a full window, not an invitation to dissect her life, it feels respectful, it feels classy, and it makes fans love her even more. This rare moment reminds us that love doesn't need an audience to be real. In fact, the strongest relationships often thrive away from the spotlight. Kerry Washington has spoken before about why privacy matters to her. She's said that some things are sacred, that not everything needs to be explained, displayed, or defended, and that mindset reflects not just in her marriage, but in how she moves as a woman in Hollywood. She's present, she's accomplished, she's respected, and she's protected. And let's be honest, there's something incredibly attractive about a celebrity who doesn't need constant validation. By keeping her family life private, Kerry allows fans to stay curious in a healthy way. That curiosity turns into admiration, not entitlement. People don't feel owed access to her children. They don't feel invited to critique her marriage. Instead, they simply appreciate what she chooses to share. That's the difference between mystery and secrecy. Mystery invites respect. Secrecy invites suspicion. And Kerry Washington has mastered mystery. What makes today's moment even more beautiful is that it feels genuine. It doesn't feel like a PR rollout. It doesn't feel like a calculated rebrand. It feels like a woman comfortable enough in her life to share a soft moment, then step back again. That balance is rare. We've seen what happens when celebrities overshare. Relationships crumble under public pressure. Children grow up without consent in front of millions. Intimate moments become content, and content becomes currency. Kerry chose another path. She chose to love loudly in private and softly in public. And fans respond to that. Because deep down, we admire people who protect what matters most to them. We admire boundaries. We admire restraint. We admire people who don't confuse attention with affection. Kerry Washington's family feels grounded, not because we see them all the time, but because we don't. There's also something important to say about how this kind of privacy sets an example, not just for celebrities, but for everyday people watching. It reminds us that love doesn't need validation from strangers. Family doesn't need to be posted to be meaningful. Happiness doesn't have to be loud to be real. In a culture that rewards oversharing, choosing discretion is almost rebellious. And that's why moments like today resonate. They remind us that behind the red carpets, awards, and polished interviews, Kerry Washington is a woman who values her home, her marriage, her children, her peace, and peace is priceless. So yes, this moment was beautiful, not because it revealed everything, but because it revealed just enough. It reminded fans why they love Kerry Washington in the first place, not just as an actress, but as a woman with values, as a partner, as a mother, as someone who understands that fame is temporary, but family is forever. And maybe that's the lesson here. Sometimes, the less you show, the more people feel connected. Sometimes, privacy isn't distance, it's dignity. And sometimes, love grows strongest where the cameras aren't allowed. Kerry Washington understands that. And that's why, even after all these years, fans still admire her, not just for what she does on screen, but for how she lives off screen.